Okay, we'll get to Big Ben's injury in a second. First, Lions, Chargers. Mike Williams laying out here for a big 47-yard catch.
One of the few highlights for the Chargers yesterday. This is a loss that could haunt them throughout the year. More kicking woes for them, but Mike Williams having a good bounce.
That traveling east, man, playing that 10 a.m. game for a West Coast team is difficult.
All right, Alabama, South Carolina. Najee Harris catching the pass, shoves one defender out of the way, hurdles another, and then breaks the last tackle. Watch it all play out. Boom.
This is what a five-star running back looks like.
Where's he been, see?
Oh, on the bench, sitting behind another 4 or 5-star.
Yeah.
The guy getting ready for the NFL.
All right, finally, here
Josh Jacobs at the bench, too.
Mississippi State.
Yep.
Kansas State.
Oh, no.
Quarterback Garrett Schrader.
Great win by Kansas State, winning outright as 7-point dogs.
I mean,
I mean, what do you think it was, Carl Lewis, man? You can try and jump 21 feet in the air. He's 7 yards behind.
Carl Lewis was a long jump, bro.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, this dude was trying to go up with his head.
Trying to dive, a high jump combo.
That's one of the dumbest quarterbacks I've ever seen, okay? That was a dumb move.
Stresses me out. On to the Seahawks and Steelers, and a tough night for Ben Roethlisberger. He had to leave the game with a right elbow injury. He would not return. Ben's scheduled for his MRI later today, and there will reportedly be a decision on whether he needs surgery or not, something Big Ben obviously is hoping to avoid. See how quickly could this season get away from the Steelers?
Well, for one, let's talk about Ben. If he has a ligament damage, he's torn a ligament, and he's got to have surgery, a guy at his age, is this the end of Ben? That would be one question. So we'll get some information on that. It's hard to recover, not only from that type of ligament damage to your throwing elbow. Like, I'm very concerned. But as far as the season, with Ben being absent, where's this team going to get some leadership from? Juju Smith-Schuster, I talked about it a couple weeks. Is he their best offensive player outside of Ben at 22 years old? I was concerned about him leading the wide receiving group. Lost his wide receiving coach a couple weeks ago. Now, how does he continue to move on? No A.B. there, no L. Bell there. So you ain't got no leadership on that offense. Could this go south in a hurry? Absolutely. This is how your season can be derailed. All right? You have expectations coming into the season. To me, they don't have great talent. They have mediocre talent for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't have a defense. To me, their coaches winning the press conferences, oh, we're foaming at the mouth. They didn't look like they was foaming at the mouth to me at the beginning of the game. But, you know, what do I know about football? But to me, the Pittsburgh Steelers, if we look at it now in 3 months at the end of the season, you can put the Pittsburgh Steelers as which team was one of the most disappointing. And it's going to be because of injuries, the absence of L. Bell, the absence of A.B., and them not being able to produce the type of offenses that we are used to the Pittsburgh Steelers putting out there on the field.
All right, when you talk about Ben's future, I thought our producer, Dave Ermacher, before the show brought something up that I hadn't even considered, I hadn't remembered, which is the greatest quarterback in Pittsburgh Steeler history, Terry Bradshaw, in 1982 in a playoff game, tore an elbow ligament. Played one more game the rest of his career.
Were you born?
Played one more. No, I was not.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was getting ready to say.
Because then I forgot it happened as if he was home watching him.
Well, I wasn't around for the Civil War, but I know who won that too. So the point is that Terry did not look like he was done until he was done. Okay? And so for Big Ben, when you are talking about a quarterback in year 16, if he does have to have season-ending surgery, that big contract he just got notwithstanding, yeah, I don't think he will then retire. But will we ever see Big Ben coming off a year where he led the NFL in passing yards as the great Big Ben ever again? You would have, the smart money would be on no, even if you're rooting for him. Now, the Steelers for this season, I was bearish on the Steelers before this. Now that you've seen their offense, even with Big Ben, first 6 quarters of the season, get nothing going. The touchdown they had with Big Ben in the game before he got hurt came after a defensive, should have been a defensive score, set them up on a very short field. In fact, 2 of their touchdowns came after a turnover set them up inside Seattle's 15-yard line. They got good pressure on Russell Wilson the first quarter and a half of that football game, and then couldn't thereafter. Seattle ran the ball well. Russell was exceptional. And then you do look at, let's say it's best case scenario for Ben. He doesn't have surgery. He's just out a few weeks. Okay, they're at San Francisco this coming week. That's an East Coast team going to the West Coast, a 2-0 San Francisco team. Then they have Cincinnati, but then it's Baltimore, Chargers before their bye. That easily can be a 1-4, 1-5 start. And so, yeah, Pittsburgh was, I think, in a lot of trouble before their best player on their team got hurt. Now their best and most important player on the team is potentially staring at a season-ending surgery on a scary injury because it's a non-contact injury. Now we usually associate those with your legs, but a non-contact injury to his arm, it's what you see with pitchers in baseball.
Right.
And you hear Tommy John surgery. And so, yeah, everything right now is concerning for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mike Tomlin had to go to the well after the Patriots lost to rally his guys in that locker room and to let the world know that was just an aberration. Actually, now we're ready. We're, as you said, foaming at the mouth. How does he start to right this ship? What can he do just to try to get these guys back into this season if you are going to lose Ben Roethlisberger?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you, I've had enough of the press conferences. I want to see some real adjustments. You can only talk so much to me. I need to see the team, what you're doing, how you're changing defensively. Are you going to run the ball? And now they might be without James Conner also. So Mike Tomlin, man, he's one of the best in the league at that mic. But to me, it's about what your team does on Sundays. And the team hasn't been good, and the defense has not been good for a long time. And that's not because of injury. It's the lack of personnel. They do not have cover people. They do not have enough rush people, and they do not have a typical Pittsburgh Steeler type linebacking core. So for me, Mike can say whatever he wants to say. All right? You've had L. Bell go out of that locker room and A.B. go out of that locker room, and now Big Ben, you can't tell me no lie. Denny Green used to tell me, hey, guys, I'm going to try not to lie to you, but every once in a while, I'll try to slip a fast one on you. That's what Mike Tomlin's going to have to do. He's going to have to do some of his best coaching because this team has the least amount of talent of any team that he's coached in Pittsburgh.
Another starting quarterback after Drew Brees out after yesterday's play. All right, take a break. Coming up, more on Big Ben later in the show. But how dangerous is the Patriots offense with 8